Oh, so the moral of the story is not to trust bald people. Greetings, my fancy viewers. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be talking about Weapons. Directed by Cregger, stars Julia Gardner and Josh Brolin. And this film tells the mysterious tale of 17 kids from one classroom that go missing at the exact same time. So I have not seen Cregger's previous film Barbarian, but I hear that film is fantastic. But even without my knowledge of Cregger's previous work, Weapons was my most anticipated horror film of the year, mainly because of its marketing. Before the trailer even came out, I was hyped for it because the film was doing this ARG style marketing of releasing security footage of kids running through the night. And it was so creepy, all these little advertisements. And when the first trailer came out, I was like, okay, this is easily going to be the best horror film of the year by far. It's going to be amazing. And did the film live up to the hype? Yeah, it did. It was so good. Oh my god, I loved this movie. Now, I'm going to say that this film is not going to be for everyone. There are going to be some that don't like it, and I even have a few complaints about the movie, but in my opinion, Weapons is a true masterclass in horror and suspense. So the first thing that I love about this film is the premise, this whole mystery and eeriness of these 17 kids going missing at the same time. I love it when a horror film involves a really creepy mystery. Some of my favorite horror films, like Hereditary, which this film reminded me a lot of, involve mysteries. And horror films like these feel a lot more personal because you're experiencing the unknown alongside the characters. And the structure for this film had me locked in. This film is structured in a way where it's a chapter format, where one chapter follows one character and the next chapter follows the next character. That is like my favorite type of film structure because I love to see like how the film revolves around one character and you get a few more breadcrumb details of a story with the next character. That is such an engaging way to tell a story. I love it so much. And that works so well for a mystery movie because you get one part of the mystery with one character, and then in the next chapter you get a bit more of the mystery with the details and knowledge of the previous chapter. You get so many little details here and there in like a breadcrumb trail trying to solve this creepy mystery of where these 17 kids went. And man, it is just exhilarating, the whole structure of this film. Movies that are structured like this just scratch an itch in my brain, but I love so much. I don't know how else to describe it. I just love films that are like this. And this kind of film is special because you're just blown away at all the little details from one chapter to the next and how each chapter intersects one another. This film is truly amazing with how the film is told with its story. And this film is filled with so much tension, wondering where these 17 kids went. It's like tightening that guitar string over and over and over again, just waiting for the string to snap. And man, when that snap happens, oh my god, this film goes absolutely ballistic with its storytelling. It's insane. And also with the film, I love how there's this ever-looming threat hovering over the town as there's this more supernatural element that is subtly placed into each chapter of the movie. And how each character has a dream sequence where they see one specific character, I won't say who, that might have something to do with these 17 kids going missing. And you're just trying to puzzle piece everything together, and it's absolutely dreadful and insane. And as for the performances, they're all great, especially Julia Gardner, who plays the teacher of the kids who went missing. And she has a lot of really cool things to do in this film because she has to play a teacher that is going through a heartbreak of losing these kids and the stress and anguish that she's going through with the whole town blaming her for the kids' disappearance. She gets a lot to do in this film, and her acting range is impeccable in this film. Having her play a super stressed out teacher, then a teacher that's just wanting to solve the mystery and find these kids, she does an excellent job in this film. And Josh Brolin as well does a really good job in this movie too. Him playing a dad who's stressed out because he lost his son, and he's on the case trying to find out where his son went, and he's going through all these different scenarios and planning out all these different tactics about how to find his son. It's really engaging following this character, and you're just rooting for him every step of the way. And the film gives the side cast a lot of really great moments to do as well, especially Benedict Wong. He has so many insane moments in this film, and he's honestly the highlight in some cases. He does so many balls to the wall insane things in this movie that just elevates the horror and absolute insanity of this story. And man, every time he's on screen, you can just tell that Benedict Wong is having a phenomenal time playing this character because The things that he does in this movie is just wow. It's wow. Now, going back to the film's story, I love how the film portrays different aspects of grief. How one character might be grieving in a way where they have a drinking problem, or one character might be thinking of different scenarios about how he could have prevented something bad from happening. How one person might be more angry towards not only him, but others as well. This film portrays the whole aspect of grief very, very maturely, and that's actually the whole moral and themes of the film, about how grief can not only harm you, but also harm others around you. Hence the title Weapons. We're all weaponizing each other with grief and how we handle that certain aspect of our lives. Now, one thing that surprised me about the film is how funny it is. Like, I'm surprised at how many laugh out loud moments are in this film. Like, my entire theater was cackling up during a ton of moments here. In fact, the film is able to juggle in that horror tone and the comedic moments very well here. Though I do wish the film was a little bit scarier. Like, it is scary, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of horror elements here, but I wanted a few more scares and not so many comedic moments. But I guess it's just Zach Cregger's form of storytelling. I hear that's how Barbarian is as well, and it does really work here very well. And this whole story is freaking bonkers. I'm not kidding you when I say that this film pulls you from one way to the other, back and forth. You think the film is going in one direction, then it just yanks the curtain and brings you to the other way of like, no, the film's about this. Then it brings you over here like, oh no, the film's actually about this. This film has this tug and pull going back and forth for the whole thing. And just leaves your head spinning like, what the heck is even going on in this story? And it's so engaging here. The film is filled with so much dread and mystery. By the end, you're just like, what did I even witness? It is so expertly done here. And the film looks great too, with some great cinematography and lighting. There's some moments where the camera moves super quick and unnatural, which adds in this feeling that there's something otherworldly revolving around the story in this film. And it just adds in this exhilarating dread to the whole thing. Now, I do have one complaint about the story, and it is kind of a big one, and that is how the story revolves around two characters, a cop and a junkie. And I feel like the film focuses on these two very, very much in this film, to the point where it kind of pushes our two main characters to the side for a little bit, and I was kind of missing their subplot quite a bit. I mean, the film focuses on these two, and it doesn't really amount to anything, really. I mean, their two subplots are kind of just there to pave the path for our two main characters to get to the climax of the film. Now, these two have some really cool moments here, but I feel like the film kind of focused on these two for a bit too much, to where I was missing the whole mystery of where these 17 kids went missing. Now, let's talk about the thing that everyone wants me to talk about, and that is the ending. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say that the ending here is going to be what's going to break the film for most or make the film for most. Like, the ending here is so batshit insane that I was just left in my seat at the end of the movie like, what did I even witness? What was that even about? I like the ending a lot and the whole climax, but I will say I feel like there's something missing, like a puzzle piece that wasn't there that needed to be there. And what I mean by that is the whole reveal of where the kids went and what happened to them and why they went missing is really cool. But the film doesn't really explain why this happened. There's a certain character that involves these 17 kids. Like, it's really cool, this whole reveal, but I just wanted a little bit more. I feel like there was like some more layers to this reveal that was just completely missing. And like I said, it's very just bonkers and unique and very, very interesting, but I don't know, I just wanted a little bit more flavor to the whole thing. I feel like I needed a little bit more substance to add in this whole grand mystery of what happened here. Especially because this is a mystery movie. You want your reveal to be very big and very bombastic. But I don't know, the reveal was just kind of a stumble. Like, I feel like there needed to be a little bit more there to really get me engaged. Now, obviously, I don't like it when a film just fully tells me everything. I like it for a film to let me ponder and think about the whole morals and themes of a story. But I feel like there need to be just a little bit more flavor here. Now, don't get me wrong, the film does a great job at conveying this whole theme and message about grief and how grief can weaponize not only us, but others around us. And it does a great job with that whole story. I just wanted the reveal to be a bit more, not extreme or bombastic, but I just needed just a little bit more story there. Now, that's not to say the film is simple at all, far from it. It's actually a pretty complex movie, filled with different ways you can interpret the story, because there's so many different depths and meanings of what the film is really about. And I just love seeing all these really cool ideas people are coming up with of what the film is really trying to convey. There's a lot of really cool ideas here, and there's a ton of different ways you can interpret its story. And man, that final 10 minutes is one of the craziest endings to any film I have seen this year. It was the most, what am I even watching kind of ending in all the best ways. When the film ended, I was just sitting in my chair like, what? Like that's how it ends? Like what? You really? And it was just so cool to see that climax. It was freaking incredible. Trust me when I say that you are not ready for how this film ends. It's truly jaw-dropping. Guys, in the end, Weapons was nothing like I thought it was gonna be, but I ended up loving it anyway. There's so many great things in this film, whether it's story, its characters, its horror, its comedy. So many great elements in this film that make this one of the best films of the year. And now that I know what the film is like, I feel like on repeat viewings, I'm just gonna love it even more. But for now, I just absolutely loved this movie. Which is why I'm gonna bestow upon Weapons the Diamond Top Hat. To all my advanced viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. But if it's your first time here and you like what you've seen, be sure to subscribe for more content. And have you seen Weapons? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you have a fantastic night. And as always, stay fancy.